Wildcat Sports. I am your host, La Voz de los Gatos, BDE 76. Joining me as always, our producer / co-host, Mr. Albert Sosa. Wildcat Insiders, Mr. Sam Castro, Mr. Alan Sanchez, and taking us back to the old school. Y'all know his name, y'all know his number. Number 51, Brian Perez. Last but not least, providing technical support, Double J. Welcome to Purple Rain Sports, Season 4, Episode 7. Coming to you live from 5D Steakhouse. In this episode, we will be talking about our mid-season review, the upcoming game against the Poteet Aggies, and we're going to, change it up a little bit and talk about our favorite play up to date. So get your thinking caps on. We'd like to thank everybody that's joining us tonight for Season 4, Episode 7. It's $3, you call it, at 5D Steakhouse. So, at this time, we would like to thank our platinum sponsor, 5D Steakhouse. Always treating us right.
Rarely this well done.
Rarely this well done.
That's our motto.
It's the motto.
We also have another platinum sponsor, Smoking D's Competition Barbecue.
Hey, why is the D always in the barbecue places, steak places?
For delicious.
Delicious, that's what it is. There you go. That's what I know.
Smoking D's Competition Barbecue. We also have Raul, right? Raul Diaz.
Raul Diaz, 911, Middle Rio Grande Development Council.
Don't forget the newspaper, Claudia and Howard McDaniel. Javelin.
Money Graphics.
Money Graphics.
Mr. Matthew Signs with Money Graphics. Get your T-shirts. Get your whatever else you need. Money Matt will hook you up.
Here we go with the wings again. They're going to be gone by the time we finish this segment.
Don't forget to come on down to 5D Steakhouse. Those of you that are able to watch the podcast, come and get some of the tasty food and visit with the friendly staff.
I want to point out one of my favorite members of the audience right now, Mr. Randy Herrera. The only thing I don't like about him is the cap that he's wearing.
Cap he's wearing. I don't know about that.
But Randy Herrera.
Why, you went to UT?
No, he didn't. Uvalde, Texas.
We like UT.
It's kind of like it.
Nobody likes A&M.
Hey, once again, we'd like to thank all of everybody who's in the crowd today.
We have a large crowd today.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there that would like to actually participate, maybe they want to ask a question, make a comment, you're welcome to come by and just say whatever it is that you would like to say, Randy. And
Great.
Maybe explain yourself as to why you're wearing a Texas A&M hat. But, anyway.
All right, guys, let's get back on track. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet since the Wildcats were off last week. We're going to be going into this week's matchup with the Poteet Aggies, but let's go ahead and start off this segment with a little recap of where the Wildcats are and where we think that we're going and where we need to be. Who wants to start it off?
Well, we're 1-4. We have that win against Dilly, and then we have several, tough games since then. So, we had the bye week, which kind of helps in recovering injuries. I think everybody's going to come back, except
I think Austin Reyes was the only one that's not going to be coming back.
Concussion protocol. So hopefully it gets better and ready for the rest of the games in district. But that's what we want. You want to start healthy in district and be at full strength. So
starting district. I mean, it's like it's a new season now.
Yeah, seasons.
Everybody's 0-0.
We've talked about that in years past. Seasons before district are kind of just, there's really two seasons in a football season.
Yep.
You have your preseason, your games that you start off with, and then you go into district. And this point in time right now, the Wildcats should be full throttle going in. We got everybody coming back. We got most of the big guns that we have coming back to this week's lineup. So I look forward to seeing the football game. We invite everybody to head on over to Poteet to see the Wildcats and the Aggies?
See, last year we had the same record. Last year we were 1-4 going into district, and we had a great game versus Poteet. Josh Carizales scored 2 touchdowns in that game. Noel Gonzalez had some 2 key turnovers. He had a fumble. He caused a fumble, and then he also had an interception in that game. So, he was a junior last year. So hopefully they can step up again this year and do the same thing.
Well, they're looking to face a tougher Poteet team than they had last year.
Yeah, because they were young last year.
But as far as this year's concerned, my take is going to be, from a defensive standpoint, I think the Wildcats are going to be okay. I haven't heard much of the district teams as far as them being. If it's a throwing team, then we're going to struggle because it's obvious that the secondary it's just not cutting it. They're just not doing a job right now. Hopefully they made some changes. Hopefully they're worked on some of their problems in the secondary. But as far as stopping the run, as far as anything at the line of scrimmage, I think the Wildcats are going to be just fine. But Poteet does have a running back that already has about 900 yards.
Yeah, he's pretty fast
for the first 4 games.
Ernest Davila, I heard he's pretty
if they
fast.
can stop him at the line of scrimmage, look what they did to the Cthulhu running back. He had a lot of success up until the time that they played up against, Carrizo. So what beat Carrizo was, that little short, slam pass that they went in for a touchdown. So secondary's got to do some work. The teams that have been running to the outside, like Floresville, eventually started doing, they had a lot of success. So if they could shut them down in the corners and shut them down in the secondary, defensively, I think we'll be just fine. Offensively, well,
you know what? I think we're going to be okay defensively. On offense, you know what? I know we have a lot of weapons on offense. I think we're going to be good. I think Marky's back. They've been passing a lot more. Avery is out there healthy. Josh is phenomenal. He's running the ball like crazy.
I totally agree with that.
I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna do good against Poteet. I think it's gonna carry on towards the other games as well.
I totally agree with everything that y'all are saying, but I like to go hunting, right?
There you go.
And I have my favorite gun, and I have a lot of guns, but if I take one gun that's not going to do the job, I shouldn't be taking that gun. I should be using some of my other stuff.
You mean like it's not sighted correctly, or what do you mean?
That could be it.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be it, or it could be the shooter. Well, what I'm saying is, when you have a lot of tools, you need to use them. It's nice to have all those tools if you use them.
And maybe that's one thing that they're doing. Maybe they've been holding back in pre-district games because they don't want to. You don't want to show your hand before you go to district.
Right. If I was a betting man, I would agree with you. But seeing the last game when you run a kid 55 carries, you're not saving him for district.
Was it 55 carries?
I don't know.
26 carries.
In the newspaper said 26, but I know I can count, and I know that it was more than 26.
It was tough, but I mean, maybe they took into consideration the bye week. And Josh, you know what? You don't want to see a guy run that many times, but it happened. And luckily, nothing happened. He's going to be healthy. He's healthy, and he's a good, strong, tough kid.
Way to stay positive.
If he's anything like his father, which I've known his father for a long time, he's a tough, person as well. It's going to be he'll be just fine. He's a good kid,
but he's strong.
He's a strong,
tough. So
mentally strong kid.
I like how you're staying positive.
He came out healthy out of that game.
I was talking to David today before I came over here, and I asked him, okay, what are y'all going to do different on offense? He's like, Dad, all I can say about the offense is they're starting to score against us, because throughout the season, the offense would never really be able to score against their own defense. And he said now they're starting to score. And he goes, and they're starting to throw the ball a lot more. And Ethan Aguilar is getting a lot of touches in practice.
Well, that's good that he's back.
He's back. Yeah.
What?
So,
those of y'all who don't know who we're talking about, Ethan Aguilar, I think in the second or third game of the season,
Second game.
he had a really, really gruesome injury that we thought it was really bad. We saw his ankle kind of tilted to the side, and it turns out that he had a dislocated ankle. And I don't know if you've ever had a sprained ankle before, but if you had a sprained ankle, you know that it hurts like the dickens.
So
I don't know, I just said that word.
good one. That's a good one. You're good.
Hey guys, that's pretty good info. Let's go ahead and pick who we think is the MVP for midseason. MVP midseason pick. Who wants to start it off? Hero.
But
Shot in the dark.
If there's anybody out there in the crowd that would like to give their own take on who they think the MVP is, you're welcome to come up here, say what you need to say. Because Randy's over there shaking his head. Yeah, either one.
Whoever.
Whatever you want, Randy.
Pick one, whatever.
Bueno, okay. I'm gonna go offensively. Up to now, I think Josh. I'm gonna pick Josh as my mid-season MVP.
So we're doing. You're gonna do offense and defense.
Defensively, Cesar Peralta, little Cesar Peralta. That's my defensive MVP because of his energy, his fire. You know what? He's the smallest guy out there on the field, and he's. I've seen him one game where we were down by 20, 30 points, and they called a timeout, and he was running out to the sideline towards the coaches, and he started running in front of the pack, and he turned around and he waved at everybody. Come on, let's go! And everybody started jogging right after him. It's that energy that that for me is uncoachable right now.
But we don't call him Little Dynamite for nothing.
Those are my two, offensive and defensive.
Number 51. Who do you pick? Offense and defense.
I'm gonna choose defense. I'm gonna go with Noel Gonzalez. Like we've said in the past, he's been consistent in every game as far as tackles, making plays, causing fumbles. Has he had any interceptions yet? Yeah. No interceptions yet, but he's causing fumbles.
No, not this year.
I mean, he's a thorn in the opposing offense. I mean, you can't get rid of him. And I'm gonna go with him on defense so far mid-season right now.
All right, Sam.
I mean, for me on the offensive side, I would be a fool not to choose Josh Salas. I mean, I said it last time, he's the pulse of the offense right now, and we're very fortunate that he's still able to be out there, after the beating he took against Pleasanton, and he's just a tough kid, and he's out there to work, and I hope that they can figure out how to use him more effectively without him getting the crap knocked out of him every single time. On the defensive side, I mean, I live with number 9, so would it be biased if I pick number 9?
It would be, but you pick whatever you want.
But, he's a sophomore. He's got 40 total tackles for the season. Senior Noel Gonzalez has 47 total. David has 26 solo tackles in just 4 games. So, or is it 5 games? 4 games. So, being young and being him being able to step up and just seeing him work out, put the work in since the summertime, and it's starting to actually pay off. I just hope he can keep it going during the district, the actual season that counts, and keep producing.
I would say that's a little biased, but
I guess offensively, the word is valuable. So when Marky Maldonado went down, that kind of affected the offense. So I think Mark Maldonado would be my offensive. Even though Josh, has the stats and he's tough and he's amazing. He's an amazing runner. But Marky Maldonado, I think, is very valuable to the team as a leader, as a quarterback. So I think I would pick him. First game he had really good games. He's been doing good, and then he got hurt, and it kind of hurt the team. So I think he would be and defensively I would go Noel Gonzalez also. I think another leader, senior. So his stats are he's on top, he's consistent. Yeah. I would go with him. So
I'm going to piggyback of what you had just said. Markey is a good quarterback, and it shows, like you said, it's called most valuable. So when you go down and your team suffers, that means you're not in there to help the team. So I would say Markey on offense, and defense would also be Noel Gonzalez. Now, I kind of just lost my train of thought because these wings are staring at me in the face.
Yeah, I know, and Sam's scarfing him down.
Well,
yeah,
we need to go to a break quick because it's dwindling. It's dwindling. Our water supply is dwindling.
There's only 6 for each, so I don't know how many you've had. If you've had more than 6,
it's only my second one.
No, it ain't.
What?
No, it ain't.
Man, were you counting the plays the other day? How many plays Carizales had?
Carries. 26.
26.
26 carries.
Hey guys, stay with us. We're going to take our first commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Purple Rain Sports, Season 4, Episode 7. In this segment, we will be talking about other sports, volleyball, cross country, band.
The bandad right here. The bandad.
Man, we had a meeting before the podcast and we talked about that.
I told them not to use that word.
I was outvoted not to say bandad, but I'm sorry.
Mr. Sanchez, how's the cross country team doing?
The cross country team was on a bye week this past week. They are, I guess, training right now for district. District is going to be next week in Divine, October 16th. So I know the varsity boys and girls are dominating pretty much everywhere they go. So it should be pretty good. The boys actually have been placing first in almost every meet they've been going out to. I think at the Islander Splash down in Corpus they placed fourth. So that's a good showing. That's a good
a lot of teams at that one.
Yeah, that's a good.
Considering there's a lot of teams running.
Bueno, that's a good
showing
actually to see how they're going to be doing in the regional meet for when I think the top 3 teams advance to state and regional. So go out there and support the cross country team next Wednesday in Divine.
So, but I have a question though. I know they've been doing well as a team, but who would you say would be some of the standouts?
Braden Cardenas right now for the boys is a solid runner right now, a very solid runner. For the girls, the top runner right now is Miss Jaylene Hodges, freshman. So the girls, yes, she's been coming out really. You know what? At the meet in Eagle Pass a couple of weeks ago, I guess one of the spotters forgot to tell her to go to a certain route, so she ran the 3-mile course with the big schools, 5A, because the 5A, 6A girls for the big schools run 3 miles. 4A and down for the girls run 2 miles. So she ended up running with the big schools. She placed 12th. She placed 12th with the big schools. So
6A, 5A.
With the 6A, 5A, 6A, 5A division. So
freshman.
And she's a freshman. So
that's
the
great.
cross country teams are solid, man. We're going to be seeing some good things from them these next couple of weeks. And moving on to volleyball now.
Hey, did you get LASIK done?
No, I didn't.
How are you seeing your phone?
Because I'm zooming in.
Hey, but have you seen his glasses though, man?
Alan, tell us how I will be when I'm 50, since you see into the future with your glasses.
You're still going to have the voice of those gatos, Ernest. I can see you and I can actually hear you también in the future. So you're still going to be...
Thank you.
At the nursing home doing the bingo.
Yep.
The bingo.
Oh,
yeah, you're going to be calling
if I make it that long, I will be the announcer at the bingo.
The bingo.
That would be awesome.
B44.
No, all I'm going to be saying is be negative. Be negative.
Positive.
Okay, the varsity girls in volleyball, their overall record right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is 10-3. So the 2 losses, they do have 2 losses in district against Hondo and Divine, but they do have 2 wins against Pearsall and the team from the north. So, I know the game against Divine was a good game, so they're going to be traveling up there next week. I know this Friday they have a bye week, but they will be going into their second round.
This is
next
one
week.
of the best teams that we've had in volleyball in a while, right?
These girls have been traveling all summer and in the off season, which that's what it takes to build a good, solid program. These girls have been traveling.
Those are chemistry.
These girls have been traveling and to Houston, to San Antonio, to Dallas, and they've been competing. So this team is actually very good. So we're excited. I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, I'm anticipating them making the playoffs. Hopefully, they can get another win against Divine and Hondo. Right now, currently, they're standing in 3rd place, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd place.
Not bad, girls.
The band, guys. The band.
If you want to go to the restroom,
the band traveled. Actually, had 2 competitions this past Saturday. In one day, they traveled to Harlandale down in South San Antonio, where they placed first against 14 schools, and then they went over to Hero Stadium. Hey, Hero Stadium. I was out there. I was honored.
That's great, man. I thought I saw it on Channel 12.
Over there was, I believe, about 20 schools, and they came out 2nd place. So this coming Saturday, they are going to be traveling to Hondo, 5:30 p.m. for UIO marching contest. The band. Coming from the band, Dad. You know, this past weekend, I was at the concession stand. Unfortunately, it was closed, but I still had some clients come out here, and I sold some stuff this past weekend. So there you go. I'm done.
Let's move on to our picks of the week.
Ooh. Wow.
For our picks.
I'm kind of nervous about these, man, because this week's picks were like...
We knew last week?
It was a little tougher. It's getting tougher now. District, you got district. You have college games that are closer, that are, bowl teams that should be playing bowls. They're ranked, so you don't know who to pick, right? Some are kind of blowouts.
God, dog.
So here we go. You want to go start it off?
Yeah, we're going to start it off, but I'm kind of like, if y'all remember 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago we had Bradshaw here?
Yeah, last week.
Last week we had a prediction of what we were going to do. Technically, since I said it last week, I really think that Oklahoma's going to win that game.
I believe that too. But I already have a bet with Bradshaw, so
I really believe
I have to stick to it.
Texas. Oh, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, guys, don't forget to look for us on social media. Those of y'all that are new to Purple Rain Sports, look for us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and the Javelin. Participate in the challenge, and you will get recognized. We're the listeners and the viewers and the people that do the You Pick 'em challenge. It's growing.